Hola, this is HP and today I'm going to talk about the morning blues. What's the morning blues? That's the blues you have when you get up in the morning and there's something on the mind which gives you the blues, basically. So this is the morning blues with some cool HPCrazy stuff in it. I'm going to show it to you. I even wrote some little lyrics, but it's not, those are not really necessary, but somehow, yeah. Well, I woke up this morning. I got the blues. Because the girl I met pretty far away. Now comes the solo. Yo, something like this, but let's check out a few tricks on this soloing, which is basically some tricks how to get a new sound out of your blues guitar. A little bit with finger picking, a little bit with the tapping, and there's really cool stuff in there, so stay tuned. Good, so let's see what we can do here. I mean, you all should be more or less familiar with blues when you get into this tutorial. If not, it's not so bad, you might still can follow this. One of the tricks which I really like on medium tempo tracks is to make some kind of tapping changements with like big interval jumps. A good example would be something like this. What happens here? Since this is a lick which can be this is a lick which can be played on an A7 chord. So this is what happens. So we play normal A here, and then we switch to mixed Ludi mode, playing the approach, not in the 5th to the 6th. On the try to make the tapping on the 12th fret, which is the 7th of the E7, and then resolve it here on the 2nd fret. Very cool trick. And sounds very cool. What I really also love to do sometimes is when I continue, like tapping. Now we are in this low position, now we want to have a big interval jump. So jump up here and resolve it again here. So jump up in 12 to 10, which is basically the 9 to the root note of the A7. So the entire little thing would be very cool. And really works great on blues, especially on the morning blues when you met this, you know what I mean. It's really cool. It sounds sophisticated and it's not fast. Now, what happens after that? Another really cool method which really works cool with finger picking is when you play chords, you add like a really crazy twang effect. What I play here is the D7 chord, and now I give extra vibrato and a little bit bend. making pretty extreme. I mean, you can make this with a kind of an FX effect, but we're making with the finger like a little bit over banded, a little bit over vibrated. See? Works really cool. And then go back to A7 on what really works great. It's kind of a legato lick. So this one here. You can also play it slow. 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 7, and the entire thing without attacking the strings, only the first. See? Here's my hand. Really cool. Great for the morning because you're too tired to really play with both hands. Yeah, this early morning blues, oh man. See, very cool. Now when it comes to E, we can do the same thing here again. We can also work with this little chord. Go up here in the other E7, which is here 12 to 13. And the great thing with these little chords is that you can really add this extra vibrato and extra tremolo effect, which gives really a cool vibe. So now we have one chorus filled. Mix it up a little bit now. Entirely legato. Yeah, that one you should know by now. But this one really works great with finger picking. Why? Because you can add a dynamic shift in it. Just don't play it like an idiot. Like, try to make tension, even if you know this thing and maybe already played it like for 10,000 times. The way you add the dynamic shift into it makes it personal. And if you really want to be a blues man, you have to feel the blues. See, dynamic shift. And the more the shift is, the more is your blues you're feeling. Really cool stuff. And that's basically how this stuff works. Let's give you some other ideas which you also can do. Also with tapping and changements. Something like this would also work. You have this little Mixolydian lick here, again, pretty similar than before. 5, 6, 5, 7, tap, 12, 10. Maybe we add here in the 12th as well. Cool. It's not so hard to play and sounds pretty cool and different. I mean, you want to sound different, not like every other guitar player in the world, which is pretty boring. See? Cool. I got the blues because it's morning and the girl I'm at works is pretty far away. As I said, a few ideas now how you can work out some blues with finger picking by adding some special stuff. The special thing is you have really, if you're into legato playing, you can really get the maximum benefit out of finger picking. You have a great feeling for the strings and a great tone, and with legato playing you also have the speed, which is missing mostly when you play with finger picking. And when you add some stuff with tapping, it's kind of, it gives this really a little bit melancholic, a little bit shifted morning blues style. And also work with chords. And the point is really you need to feel this blues. Or at least remember how it felt. If you never ever I've loved somebody in the world. If you see that movie Crossroads, it's basically blues is kind of a love song, but the opposite is like it didn't turn out well. Yeah, and that's how it is with the blues. But at least to really get in the blues, you need to get this feeling of blues. It's not about how many notes you're playing, it's the way you're playing it. Yo, that's all about the morning blues. So I'm HB in Dr. Pink, and we're coming back soon. So, yep.